The two things I regret most in ministry. I was not too wise a number of times with prophecy. Number one, I had guests come to the crusades that I think brought harm to not only people's lives, but also to my reputation, because their prophecies were not really prophecy. They went outside the borders of redemption, because anything that's outside redemption is not prophecy.
Benny Hinn's shocking confession: I'm a false prophet because I told false prophecies that ruined people's lives. He admits that his erroneous predictions, false prophecies, have caused significant harm, citing the Bible's stern stance on false prophecy, emphasizing that such actions warrant severe consequences, including death or complete loss of respect. This startling revelation not only calls his entire ministry into question, but also forces a re-evaluation of the impact his words have had on countless followers. Benny Hinn, a well-known televangelist and charismatic preacher, has long been a prominent figure in the world of faith healing and Christian ministry. With a global following and a career spanning decades, Hinn has been both revered and controversial for his dramatic healing crusades and prophetic declarations. Recently, however, he made a startling confession that has shaken his followers and critics alike. That he is approaching the end of his life, therefore, he has to admit that he had been a false prophet, and if he repents, then will make it into heaven, in his own words.
When I talk to the Lord, my real cry is, Lord, I want to be accepted on that day. That's all that really matters to me. That's the real me.
The admission of a
People
prominent
don't know
religious
that about
figure
me.
like Benny Hinn to being a false prophet presents profound challenges and implications. For his followers, this revelation can be deeply disorienting and distressing, shaking the foundations of their faith and trust. Many have invested emotionally, spiritually, and financially in his ministry, believing in the authenticity of his prophetic declarations and healing powers. This confession forces them to question not only the veracity of Hinn's teachings, but also their personal beliefs and spiritual experiences. Moreover, it can lead to a broader crisis of confidence within the religious community, prompting skepticism toward other charismatic leaders and prophecies. The ripple effects extend beyond his immediate followers, potentially undermining the credibility of televangelism and charismatic movements as a whole, and prompting a re-evaluation of the accountability and ethical standards of religious leaders. Benny Hinn's background and ministry are marked by both immense influence and significant controversy. Born in Israel and later moving to the United States, Hinn rose to prominence in the 1980s with his dynamic preaching style and purported healing miracles. His television program, This Is Your Day, and large-scale healing crusades attracted millions of followers worldwide.
And then there were times when I thought God had showed me something that he wasn't showing me, and I spoke it out. But in 1 Corinthians 13, we see very clearly that we all prophesy in part. That means we don't see the full picture. And sadly, and I wish I can go back and fix it, but sadly, there were some prophecies I gave that were not accurate or from the Lord, but who's perfect? And for that, of course, I ask people to forgive me. I'm just human.
Please hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you. Despite his popularity, Hinn's ministry has been fraught with controversies. Critics have questioned the authenticity of his healing claims, pointing to instances where supposed miracles could not be substantiated. Financial practices within his organization have also come under scrutiny, with investigations into the lavish lifestyle funded by donations from his supporters. Additionally, Hinn's prophetic declarations, many of which failed to materialize, have drawn severe criticism, culminating in his recent confession of being a false prophet. This blend of charismatic appeal and contentious practices paints a complex picture of a figure who has profoundly impacted modern televangelism while raising significant ethical and doctrinal concerns. Asked on Larry King's show why he asked money from people while Jesus never asked for money, Benny Hinn responded saying that Jesus did not have a TV program.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Go ahead.
My question is, Jesus never asked for money. Why do you?
Well,
As a
Jesus
believer,
didn't have a TV
this alone
program.
should raise a red flag, because there are many things that can be compared to TV program during Jesus' time, and he never asked those things from his followers. The climax of Benny Hinn's tumultuous journey as a televangelist came when he made the shocking confession, "I'm a false prophet." This pivotal moment occurred during a highly publicized broadcast, where Hinn, visibly emotional, acknowledged the false prophecies he had made and the consequent harm they had caused to countless lives. The reasons behind his confession seemed to stem from a growing internal struggle and mounting external pressure.
And then the other one is prosperity. And that's been a very difficult one for me. When I started in ministry, it was simple. And then the ministry grew. I was invited to go to what they called praise-a-thons. And I think that's when my troubles began. I don't blame anyone. But sadly, you get kind of in a place that becomes difficult. You don't know what to do and how to get out of it. So I came to the conclusion in 2019 that I did not want to be a part of the gimmickry.
Reports of disillusioned followers and intense criticism from both secular and religious communities likely weighed heavily on him. Additionally, the increasing scrutiny over his financial practices and the authenticity of his miracles may have driven him to seek a path of redemption or at least damage control. By publicly admitting his failings, Hinn aimed to address the ethical and spiritual breaches that had long shadowed his ministry, possibly in an attempt to reconcile with those he had misled and to restore a semblance of integrity to his public persona. Benny Hinn's confession holds profound significance, marking a pivotal moment for both his ministry and the wider faith community. It underscores the critical importance of accountability among religious leaders and prompts a reevaluation of prophetic claims within the charismatic movement.
Said things and did things I should not have done. And for that, really, I am sorry. And I ask the dear people watching us to really forgive me for that. And I'm striving with all my heart to be as biblical as possible with that. And frankly, you know, I'm kind of at the end of my road anyways. I don't see myself needing to do a whole lot of that down the road.
This admission not only challenges the credibility of Hinn's past teachings, but also encourages greater scrutiny and discernment among believers, potentially fostering a more grounded and authentic faith experience. This is why we encourage people to read their Bible themselves and seek the face of the Lord Almighty God, who will answer in the name of the Christ. We want to hear your thoughts on Benny Hinn's confession and its impact. Share your opinions in the comments section below and join the conversation. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates and discussions on similar topics. Thank you.